Hi Year 5! So today we are going to be looking at vocabulary and we're going to be focusing on the strong adjectives that are used to describe what Lucy can see in the next part of chapter 1 and also clarifying some of the vocabulary that we might not be sure on. So we have done this before. We have looked at definitions just so we can have a full context of the story and why those words have been used as well. Okay? So, here is the next part of chapter 1. I'm going to read some to you and there'll be a chance for you to independently read as well. I've highlighted the words that I would like you to find the definitions of to clarify those meanings. Okay? This must be a simply enormous wardrobe, thought Lucy, going still further in and pushing in the soft folds of the coats aside to make room for her. Then she noticed that there was something crunching under her feet. I wonder, is that more mothballs? She thought, stooping down to feel it with her hand. But instead of feeling the hard, smooth wood of the floor of the wardrobe, she felt something soft and powdery and extremely cold. This is very odd, she said, and went on a step two or further. I've highlighted mothballs and stooping, and you find out what those words mean for me as well. So writing your definitions on your sheets for me. Next moment, she found that there was something rubbing against her face, and hands were no longer soft fur, but something hard and rough and even prickly. Why, it's just like branches of trees, exclaimed Lucy, and then she saw that there was a light ahead of her. Not a few inches away, where the back of the wardrobe ought to have been, but a long way off. Something cold and soft was falling on her. A moment later, she found that she was standing in the middle of a wood at night time, with snow under her feet and snowflakes falling through the air. So as you can see, we've got our independent reads. I'd like to read the next few parts for me as well, jotting down those key vocabs so that you can find out the definitions for me. And again, we have our independent read. So here's the next part of the chapter. It's finishing of chapter 1 now. So don't forget to jot down those words whilst you are reading through. And once you finish reading through, I have a couple of questions for you as well. So, how does the fawn react when he sees Lucy? Is my first question. So reading that final part of our chapter 1, how does he react when he finally sees her or when she finally sees him? And why does he react that way? Why do you think he reacts that way? So once you have found out all your definitions for me, that is your first task from the highlighted words, I then want you to write a short answer for these two answers. You can answer them together, these two questions, okay? If you want to answer them as one big question or two separate ones, that is completely up to you. I want a little answer to tell me what you think, okay? And then, to summarise our chapter 1, we've done summaries before, you are going to draw Lucy's perspective, what she sees as she has gone through that wardrobe. Now, this is the image from the book. It's an absolutely beautiful image from the illustrator, and it really shows what Lucy sees as she steps into that magical wintry land. Very confusing for her, as she expected it to be the back of the wardrobe, but as you can see, that is not what she has in front of her. So using the evidence from the text, I want you to sketch Lucy's view. And those sketches that you do, I want them on a separate piece of paper for me, so that when you send them into Class Dojo, we can put them on our Lion, Witch and the Wardrobe display as well. And I think they'll look absolutely fantastic. You know how much I love art and sketching and things like that. So I can't wait to see how imaginative you guys can be with what you think that Lucy can see. Okay, you need to think about what she can see, what she can feel and hear. Now it mentions those in the chapter, so you can use the chapter to help you with your drawing. Okay, it's how you envision Lucy's perspective. What I don't want is loads of copies of this, because that might not be what you think Lucy can see. Okay, you could do it from the point of view of the wardrobe, where she's still in the wardrobe and she can just see that little glimmering light, or you can do it where she is outside of the wardrobe and actually physically in this magical wintry land. Okay? Just as a quick reminder, don't forget definitions first, an answer to those questions if you want to answer them together, and then a beautiful sketch for me as well. And I really look forward to seeing those on Dojo. Have a fab day!